Barbero back at it with Queen Jack, 425,000 under the gun.
I grabbed one over there, but I think it was the last.
Ace 10 for Linus in the small now.
Probably wave somebody down.
Linus with the 3-bet rejam. From the 3-bet rejam. Come on, Henry. Just, you know what. Rejams, Barbero, is he priced in?
Decent chunk of equity, 41% here. And it's not just the 15K, but also the loss of the threat of Linus Love that will leave everyone rooting for Nacho Barbero at this final table.
I told you.
And the flop is 10 high, but coupled with the 8 does provide Barbero with plenty of outs. 9 Jack Queen as it stands.
Oh,
And there is the 9 of clubs, and Linus drawing dead, showered.
He's always happy, man, you know? Regardless, stands up, microphone off, straight into the 20K mystery bounty.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
Listen, we're only teasing, of course. It is an international operation we run here on the Triton Tour, and we welcome all. The Argentine, ace 10. Raise and take it.
Yeah, Barbero fresh off of his career best score out in the Bahamas, 4th in the PSPC for just north of 1.5 million.
How about it? By the way, that same game that I was referring to during the final table intros that Barbero often finds himself in, 3-6 mix in Las Vegas.
At the Aria?
But no, not at the Aria, at Resorts World. I actually, believe it or not, stumbled upon 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐽 of all people.
Yes.
In that game.
Yes, that is true. I saw him there as well.
Couldn't believe my eyes.
Out in...
Was splashing around
West
in a
Coast.
mixed game, by the way. He could be dangerous if he suddenly decides to redirect his efforts into those streets. Meanwhile, the efforts of 𝐾𝐿 are placed upon an ace 5, which should Barbero click call with ace 10 will have its work cut out for it in a real way. Nacho choosing to flat, Henry.
Dicey proposition. We can see he's getting it in great shape against the +1 open and 6 players behind Barbero.
It looks pretty strong too to the remainder of the field from time to time, or you think it doesn't? You think it looks like something you can squeeze?
I think it's, you know, playing with fire, but I'm in the booth, he's out there. He's made the call for 6 bigs with the ICM.
Yeah.
By the way, not even looking on, by the way, and he's deeming this 3 million chip pot not worth peeling his eyes away from the IG app.
Oh, he's 1 card away from becoming the chip leader. Needs to fade a king, queen, jack, or an ace, or an 8 for the chop.
Good game.
And the 10 on the river improves Barbero to an even better aces up, as 𝐾𝐿 gave it all he had, was up to over 4 million in chips at one point. Now, I'm not going to mention who this player was in order to protect their anonymity, but you and I were in a conversation yesterday with someone who kind of peeled the curtain back a little bit to just the depth and extent to which research and effort is being committed to becoming the best at the craft. And for me, it was just outstanding to bear witness to, as we see Seth Davies getting after Barbero with Jack 4, and Nacho slams the call in there with Jack 5. Henry. Looks like he's going to ask for the last 25K.
Huh. I'm a fucking genius.
Had you folded that, we would have had problems, Nacho. That's all I can tell you.
I know. It comes 4-4 for sure now. Good luck, bro. Oh, the spade.
All high cards.
High card is good for you.
Cards good to me. This looks a lot like a chop to me.
Easy now.
Oh,
Easy
Work
now.
hard.
what a fucking time today.
What do I just need?
Wow.
6 or higher, non-spade? Or a 4?
6 or higher, non-spade indeed.
Oh, nastiness.
See you later.
Seth Davies. Jack 4 against Jack 5 on that flop. So often it would have been a chop.
How
But
can I be ahead?
Please no.
Dork.
no. Do you know what dork actually means, by the way?
Got
A
it.
whale's bellend. True story. Look it up. Not kidding. Barbero, 2 9s. We've really gone off the rails this evening, and I'm only 1 iced coffee in, so I really don't even know what to blame. Ponikov's squarely on the rails with ace-king. Be tussling with the chip leader here.
Roddy Hot Dog saying someone needs to update Ali's Wikipedia.
Oh,
I agree. Ponikov's going to run it. And Barbero with a really interesting decision, Ali. Let's see. He just snap calls. I mean,
Sure does.
this is for the tournament. Let's be honest. If Barbero
3 in a
can
row?
find the hold here,
Hopefully.
it's going to hold 18 of the 32 million in play.
Barbero, not one of these guys to just sit and go through a whole host of
Listen, man, I
deliberations.
people. Just cash for 1.5 out in the Bahamas. Here we are, pocket 9s.
And they've held on the Jack 7 deuce board.
That
As
one looks
Ponikov's
harder. That one looks harder.
not going to be able to stay alive unimproved. 4 clubs on the turn, and it's a tug at 6 outs for the Latvian. Not going to happen on this occasion. Fist bumps all around.
Well, 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 Ali. Nacho Barbero was talking earlier on about how bad he ran out that final table. Different story here in Vietnam. Barbero in the big blind. Gonna tangle with Kim. Four left. Everyone guaranteed 222,000. Their efforts so far, 600 for first. 𝐿 and Brian Kim, first timers to the Triton series. Checks through on the 9-5 tray rainbow.
Either player connecting.
Yeah, I mean, potential spot here for Barbero to steal this one away, fold out the suited broadways of the world, the ace highs that Kim is going to check back on the flop.
As the defender, obviously, this board texture does skew in his favor.
1.1.
He tends to agree with you, Ali.
Yeah.
What's the pot-sized turn probe? A swift fold from Kim. Chip leader extends his lead.
Big fucking hand.
It is pretty good, but Barbero has woken up with better news in the big blind. So 𝐾𝐨𝐲, after losing that big pot against 𝐿 blind versus blind, finds himself all in against our chip leader and finds himself almost dead on the Jack deuce drunk to running will cards. And he finds himself officially dead on the 10 of diamonds turn. But, Randy, live in Hoi An, Vietnam, the Hoiana Golf Resort and Casino. Triton Super High Roller Series event number 2. We're down to the final 3 players. It's the Argentine Nacho Barbero with the chip lead flopping top 2. This bottom V big blind spot. Aaron's second in chips.
And he
Finish
smashed
that
it.
shot.
He smashed his board so hard. It's hard for his opponent to have much to continue. Going to downsize, despite the deeper stacks.
Check.
Queen of spades on the turn. 2.5 out there.
I'd imagine Barbero is going to want to fire some more chips in here. It's getting a bit more connected. Probably size up a bit. Give him 2 flush draws. 4-line straights could roll off.
How much? 1.5.
We're going to look at who's in third place. He's sitting on less than 10 big blinds. Just contain the pot size. Try to get the showdown. Does flop a flush draw against ace high.
How have these chips not found their way into the middle, Randy?
It's mainly because of Brian Kim's stack.
Right, exactly.
And, you know, king, queen suited.
I say that, I just realized they're 40 effective. I do apologize. But yeah, you know, these two very aggressive.
While, you know, check raising is a decent hand to use king, queen suited here, you usually will not see that when it opens the door to put all the chips in. It's not what you're looking for. So you're going to take more passive lines when ice hand is involved and there's a guy who's going to bust soon or potentially bust soon.
Aaron's bricking on the 5 of diamonds turn. See what Nacho brings.
Takes the free one.
Ace 10, a lot of hand.
Yeah.
Beating, you know, a decent amount of Aaron's continuing range, the 3Xs, the 6, 7s, those types of holdings.
I feel pretty comfortable taking king, queen to showdown. It will win a lot of times. There's no point in turning into the bluff.
King high.
King high, no good. 2.7 million chip pot.
King.
He still has a lot to prove on the live felt. Short term, he's going to settle with beating Linus in any pot. That is quite the achievement.
It is a big achievement.
You got to say that you've won a pot.
825. 850, sorry.
Nacho opening ace-9. Brian Kim's got a re-shoving hand, ace-10. I can easily see these chips getting in because it's only going to be about a 10 big blind re-shove. Ace-9 certainly going to call.
Yeah, just noticed that the blinds have gone up, Randy. And given that Barbero is going to be opening incredibly wide on the button, wouldn't fault him for then calling with the ace-9. Here we go. We were just saying how another double for Kim would really bring him back into this. If he can win here.
He's going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, Barbero is going to be tied with 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜, and Kim's going to be on their tail.
Certainly a cooler, though. Nothing he can do. Standard as played.
Standard as played indeed.
Safe.
Folded queen out.
So far, so good for Brian Kim. King of hearts on the turn. Changes nothing. Does present some chop outs. 7 or an 8 would chop it, but a 9 of spades.
Good game. Well played.
Randy.
Almost did
3 outer
I say the 9 is hot.
for Nacho Barbero on the river
Should we do a small break?
Yeah.
Something?
to send Brian Kim
Hey, good play.
home in third.
You must be talking about 𝐬𝐫𝐿𝐵𝐿.
Cool. Yeah, I know him since 2018.
He always
No,
plays.
1998 I met him.
He seems to play like 5 tournaments a year and always literally goes deep in every single one.
Since
told him to quit tournaments
1998.
because he was too bad.
The year before the 2000s. It's tough for you.
After that, he won everything. He won on like a 3 million hitter. He was never cashing a tournament. Check.
Do you still have people in your life that you were friends with back in 1998? No?
No, not that I can think of right now.
Riz, then leave England out of it, please. Hey, listen, as an Englishman, I can get away with it. It's as painful for me as it is for you guys.
They're taking their high cards to showdown cheaply. Just checking. Well, if you get to this river with king high and you got 2 checks in, might as well go for the
Ace
third.
high.
It's good.
Thank you. Yeah, just keep it, yeah. He has 15% of me in this tournament.
In this one?
Yeah.
50?
15.
Oh, I was going to say.
1-5.
50. So you're playing with lucky money.
Hey, listen, that's a good tactic.
He's running hot.
Yeah.
I've got friends that whenever they buy action, whoever it is that they buy action in, they just seem to
You
run
friends with
deep.
him?
No, but I know him. I played a little bit with him also in the Netherlands.
What?
I played a little bit with him in Amsterdam, for example.
Check.
Keeping the ace X's in his range in limp pots, so he's not capped.
Interesting board, the 8-4-4. Barbero with ace high, Jans with backdoor clubs, a gut shot and a potential hand
Well,
to triple off with.
Barbero's actually leading out. It's not a common move in a limp pot. Usually you would check to the dealer button. I think 𝐿'Jans knows that. He might attack it a bit. You would think that someone, if they flopped a 4 and 8, they would just check
1,400,000.
to the button. He's going to raise it up.
Yeah, he tends to agree with you, Randy.
Told the waiter to wait a second.
No, he told
Oh.
Jans to just wait 1 second. So, hey, let me...
Sure, thank you.
Legend. Just like, hey, stop the clock, okay? Let me just tip this guy. Then we can play some poker. I'd love to see it. Not going anywhere with ace high, Randy. And all of a
Tip
sudden,
call. It's the first time I've seen it.
new strategy, new meta. The old tip call. 4 million out there. 𝐿'Jans just 8.3 behind. And the ace of hearts rolling off. This could be the final hand.
So let's
Randy.
think. He didn't raise pre-flop. He led from the big blind and called a raise. I wouldn't expect 𝐿'Jans to think that Nacho would have an ace. An ace a lot of times would check the flop and call bet, leading on the...
3
This little
million.
curveball of this lead has kind of changed the way the hand's being played.
3 million into 4 million on this ace of hearts turn. Setting up a river SPR of 0.5. Unblocking diamonds. Blocking some of the hands that you'd maybe want Barbero to kind of stab call with and then fold turn. Some 7-5, 6-5s.
Yeah. I don't think 𝐿'Jans would think Barbero would fold an 8 right now as played. With this call, it does seem more likely that Nacho is holding 8 than ace.
Surely
Don't
some
think he
alarm
thinks
bells.
the 4's in there. Lead the flop. It's unlikely.
Alarm bells surely ringing. And Smiley does have equity.
Missed it.
10 million in the middle. Diamonds, brick. All the inside gut shots, brick. Zaren's going to wave the white flag, or is he going to try and get an 8 to fold, as Randy alluded to?
Yeah, I don't think he thinks that Nacho would lead a 4 on the flop. Doesn't think that Nacho would lead an ace on the flop in a limp pot.
And
Even
that
8
lead
is like, it's changed things up a lot.
Well, exactly. That lead, precisely the reason why we're playing a 10 million chip pot going to the river, and 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿 is going to triple off. Follows through on the brick river. And as you already mentioned, Randy, not many aces in Barbero's range. This looking a lot like an 8 or bricked diamonds.
And that's why he's making this move. 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿 feels that his range is much stronger given the action. Nacho is actually way above what you expect him to have.
Yeah, given that the perceived range that you alluded to looks like an 8 or missed diamonds, maybe too high up in his range here with that very disguised turn top pair. 15-3 in the middle. Getting 3-1 on a call, need to be good just 25% of the time. And 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿's certainly capable of having bluffs in this spot, as we can see the busted gut shot.
5,300,000?
It's a 200K pay jump they're playing in this heads-up match. Thinking it through.
If Nacho makes the call, we have ourselves a Triton newcomer with the Triton trophy. 3rd ever Triton event for Barbero. Fired the 20K in Madrid, the 25K GG Super Millions Live Edition here in Vietnam. If he can find the call, he's going to find his hands on that trophy and the Shamala Jewels bracelet.
I just don't see how he can fold ace deuce. It's just too high on his range, and it's not what his opponent's going to expect him to have.
𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿's really putting Barbero to the test here.
I think Barbero thinks that if he's losing his hands against a 4, it seems like a 4-0 spot.
Does flick in the 1 chip call, Randy, and with that call, gets shown the 7 high from Jan 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿. I love the handshake there at the end, the sportsmanship being displayed between these two. We have ourselves a first-time Triton champion, and it is none other than one of the most decorated Argentinian poker players of all time, Nacho Barbero, taking down event number 2 here for 600,000, Randy.